Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Rakakwadash, the honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone who were well and teach and taught us His truth. Shalom to the mighty AHPARYAM and AHPARYAM out there who are holding it down and diligently waiting for the second coming of YAHAWASHI for us to get out of here. And today I'm going to be talking about wickedness comes from wickedness comes more wickedness. Like if you do something wicked or if you do something bad to someone, out of that action of doing something bad is going to lead to someone maybe related to the victim, or maybe the victim themselves doing something wicked, and then it's going to create more bad. Now I'm going to show you first. I'm going to show you 1 Samuel chapter 24, verse 13. As saith the proverb of the ancients, wickedness proceedeth from the wicked, but mine hand shall not be upon thee. Okay, so the context of this is Saul was chasing after David chasing after David, and David had the opportunity to kill Saul, but instead of killing him, because Saul was chasing after him, he wanted to kill him. Uh, he David cut off a piece of his robe, and he showed it to him in order to say that, look, I could have killed you, but I didn't. Verse Samuel chapter 24, verse 2. Then Saul took 3,000 chosen men out of all of Israel and went to seek David and his men upon the rocks of the wild goats. And he came to the sheepcotes by the way, where was a cave, and Saul went in to cover his feet. And David and his men remained in the sides of the cave. So David was hiding outside the cave. Saul entered into the cave, to rest a bit, and then David and his men saw Saul enter into the cave. Verse 4. And the men of David said unto him, Behold, the day of which the Most High said unto thee, Behold, I will deliver thine enemy into thine hand, that thou mayest do to him as it shall seem good unto thee. Then David rose and cut off the skirt of Saul's robe privily. So, like the men of David, the men that were with David, said, look, the Most High has delivered your enemy Saul into your hands, so you can kill him if it seems good to you. But instead of killing him, he cut off his robe while Saul was asleep. Verse 5. And it came to pass afterward that David's heart smote him, because he had cut off Saul's skirt. And did I read? Oh no, I didn't. It was 13. Okay. And he said unto the men, The Lord forbid that I should do this thing unto my master, the Lord, the Most High's anointed, to stretch forth my hand against him, seeing he is the anointed of the Most High. So David stayed his servants with these words, and suffered them not to rise against Saul. But Saul rose out of the cave and went his way. So David told his men, back off, don't kill Saul. I don't want to kill him, because this is the Most High's anointed. This is who the Most High chose. Uh, uh, and mind you, David still has Saul's robe in his robe. Still has a piece of Saul's robe. And let's read more. Verse 8. David also arose afterwards and went out of the cave and cried after Saul, saying, My lord the king. And when Saul looked behind him, David stooped with his face to the earth and bowed himself. And David said to Saul, Wherefore hearest thou men's words, saying, Behold, David seeketh thy hurt? Okay, let me skip. Okay, verse 11. Moreover, my father, see, yea, well, I'll just read it. It's just one verse. Behold, this day thine eyes have seen now that the Lord hath delivered thee today into mine hand in the cave. And some bade me kill thee, but mine eye spared thee. So he's saying that his men told him, um, or suggested, I guess, to kill him while he had the chance, but David, chose not to. And I said, I will not put forth my hand against my Lord, for he is the Most High's anointed. Moreover, my father, see the skirt of thy robe in my hand, for in that I cut off the skirt of thy robe and killed thee not. So he cut off the skirt of his robe in order to prove that he had the opportunity to kill him, but he didn't. So, and that's where it leads to that proverb, wickedness proceedeth from the wicked. So if a wicked person is seeking to do wickedness, if a wicked person is seeking to do wickedness, and you have someone, uh if, for example, if David was a wicked person, he would have and he killed Saul, then that just would have caused more conflict. That would have caused more conflict in the sense that the men of Saul would have wanted to seek revenge for the death of the Lord, or 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 whatever. Maybe the sons of Saul. I don't remember exactly if Saul had sons at this point in time, but a lot a lot could have happened. A lot could have happened with this, and David opted to make a peaceful, um, peaceful resolution to the problem, because they're both Israelites, and they're brethren. We're supposed to love our brethren and try to solve things peacefully within Israel. So with that in mind, uh, we're supposed to, in a general sense. Now, not even now that's how that's how we're supposed to do stuff within Israel. But in a general sense, if people really were about that, oh, world peace mindset, like they preach about, but they don't actually practice, uh, namely Esau. Esau doesn't do that. Esau lives by the sword. He's evil. And I'll prove that with the precept. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. So it's saying that Esau is a fornicator and profane person. So okay, so let's see what profane means first. Relating or devoted to that which is not sacred or biblical, secular rather than religious. So uh, already it's saying relating or devoted to something that's not sacred or biblical. So basically, like carnality. You see, and then if you look at the definition of the word secular, denoting attributes, activities, or other things that have no religious or spiritual basis. Now, this is a very important thing. This is how Esau works. He's not religious. He's not not religious. Slakia. He's not spiritual, because for other for most other main uh big, I guess the word is big, name countries, like the Middle Easterns, and in the Middle East you got Arabia and Saudi Arabia, Iraq and all those are Muslim Islamic countries, so they follow the, I guess, religion of um Islam. And then you got the Indians who follow Buddhism. You got the Chinese, I think, Buddhism too, or one of them, both of them, I believe, follow Buddhism. I don't really care to verify, but basically you get the point. A lot of the other countries that are not uh, of Caucasian descent, they have a religion or spirituality thing into them, and they have their beliefs. But Esau's belief is basically science. It's carnality. And also just quickly, we all know fornication is basically, having to do with sexual immorality. But back to this. Yeah. Um. So basically, Esau, he's able to, or he chooses to, uh, go and learn about all these different religions. Is what that's what we have, the melting pot thing, and it's not in a spiritual sense, like a spiritual awakening type sense, but it's more of a research type sense. Like, okay, let me see the, let me just learn it, just to learn it. Like, it's not because he's, you know, trying to gain spiritual enlightenment in any or all of these spiritual, not spiritual, but religious practices. And that's where the this verse comes in. Profane person. It's saying that there's no other profane, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau. There's no one that's as profane as Esau. And fornicator, which that goes into like homosexuality and stuff and other stuff like that. Transgenderism. You got a whole bunch of weird memes like uh you know are traps gay and stuff like that. And thank the Most High, YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, I do not see that as much. I do not see that at all actually anymore. So I'm very grateful. But if you do see it, if you do see it, uh, they will in the comments section. I guarantee you, I guarantee you will see someone say in the comment section, "What's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that. Even better." And a whole bunch of these disgusting, disgusting. Okay, Slakia. Anyway, John chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. So, um, Esau is of his father the devil, and the lust of his father he will do. So, in just like as we read in Hebrews 12 and 16, lest there be any fornicator or profane person, and if it's saying that Esau was, you know, who else is the Edomites, the descendants of Esau. And then on top of that, it's saying ye are of your father the devil. So um, the devil, the devil is saying he was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there was no truth in him. And when he speaketh lie, he followeth of his own. So now, let's ask the question: who are the biggest murderers? Who's known as the biggest murderer? No, it's not even known as the biggest murderers, but spiritually, not even spiritually, but from basic basic knowledge, who are the biggest murderers? Who are the biggest liars? Who killed all the Native Americans on their land in North America and in South America? Who made treaties with the Native Americans and then broke those treaties just for a tactical advantage? Who stole their land? He stole their land. Just, I mean, who steals the identity of of people in history? Example, depicting so-called Yahweh, depicting so-called Christ, which is which his true name is Yahawashi, and other people in the Bible as Caucasian. Okay, so let's see. Let's take a quick look. And what do we get? Look at this. Who made this? Who made this? The black man? Who's the biggest liars? Obviously, it's Esau. It's Esau. He made all these lies. He's the killer and everything. He did all this stuff. Let's go to 30, 40. Because now, what what did Esau have that? What did Esau receive that made him able to be so powerful? And it's this blessing from Isaac, the blessing of the sword. Uh, Genesis chapter 27, verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of the heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live. So it's saying right there, Esau, he's going to live by the sword. He's going to be able to, you know, he's going to live by the sword, meaning, uh, basically through war, he's going to make his living, in, for lack of a better term. So, uh, that's basically what he's been doing. That's how he's been living. Uh, he, uh, he went and jacked the Native Americans in North America and South America. He, funnily enough, I don't know, I, I barely learned any history on the Native Americans while I was still going to school, and I literally had to go find it on my own. So basically, um, the Edomites, they skip to a little in the middle because I didn't remember all of it, which obviously it's that's a problem because if I had learned it in school, I honestly kind of feel like I would have remembered it more. But enough blaming on that. I should still be learning about my brothers and sisters' history. But aside from that, they have made the Edomites made treaties with the Native Americans in North America. So in America, they made treaties with them, and then because they kind of got to a point of a stalemate. Aside from the initial treaties, but down the line, they made a treaty with them, and then after they had established that treaty, they broke it just to get an advantage on them. And then another example is in South America. I believe either Mexico, nearing present day Mexico, or I think it was Brazil or Portugal. I don't remember exactly. Uh, there was this guy. Okay, in Mexico, the Aztecs ruled. They were doing okay during the Aztecian rule. They were doing human sacrifices and going off. So yes, the um the yes, the Edomites were wrong, but at the same time, that this is why it happened because our people at the time, they were doing human sacrifices and they weren't keeping the commandments. They were going off. So Fernando Cortez, let me get it out. Okay, here. Spanish conquistador Hernan Cortez, 1485 to 1547, is best known for, okay, here, exactly, for conquering the Aztecs and claiming Mexico on behalf of Spain. So, yes, and uh, he came peacefully at first, and then uh, he was waiting for like backup to arrive, and then when the backup came, while he was at peace, while he was peacefully staying with the Aztecs or the Israelites at the time. Uh, when backup came, then he, just started fighting and he beat them. Trying to find what set the commanders. So yeah, exactly. So initially, the Aztecs or the Israelites, they were able to beat them back. So while so after their loss, they came back and where's it? Discovers. Think yeah, quote unquote discovers. Used his new ally. So yeah, like I said, he waited for backup, and they came, and then they overpowered the Israelites. All right, well, you can search it up yourself, but for the most part, um, a lot of what I said did get a little proven. Maybe the details aren't 100% there, but you know, and also in the book that I read, he was referred to as a hero. Like he was a hero for deceiving them. Really? Just that was just dumb. Anyway, you know, next going on to the next one, the next verse, Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So, who is the earth given into? Which race which country has the most power, the most military might? Who's idolized? Um, who's beloved by all the other countries? Who's not like if someone comes in to another, if they come to another country, no one's gonna say, oh, ill, this race, whose practices are globalized. Homosexuality, for one, transgenderism, LGBT, LMX, uh, TMLV, whatever. See, the earth is given the hand of Esau, like clear cut there. Okay, so Psalms, okay, perfect. Psalms 58 and 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. All Edomites are evil from birth until the day they die. You have Edomite kids growing up in good homes. They are they have they don't have the same the bad environments that Jake has, and even in bad environments, you still have a bunch of Jakes uh, growing up to oh break the standard and become doctors or whatever and whatnot. You got poor Jakes getting into better conditions, and then you got these Edomite kids in good conditions becoming school shooters or whatever. Got uh, them with money and whatnot. Which I'm not saying. Well, stability, stability. Honestly, I would say it's not everything, but that is another topic entirely. But aside from that, there are Caucasians that grow up in good homes and are like entitled as hell, and they think that everyone owes them something. So then they're just wicked and evil. Okay, I might talk about that later. Um, Daniel 12:10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. Okay, so the wicked shall do wickedly, and the wicked won't understand. You know, they do all this homosexuality and all this transgenderism, and then they don't understand why. Oh my God, why is there so much evil in the world? Oh, why am I depressed? Oh, why is are people committing suicide? Why is there pain in the world? But you know, they don't understand why everything is going to hell. But the wise, those who are enlightened in this truth, are gonna understand, and we understand why it's going on, on because of the wicked. The wicked are in rule right now. Okay, so the wicked are in rule, like I said in Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. I hope this lesson was edifying. Uh, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh Bashim, Yahushai Bashim, Rakakwadash, and Shalom, Shalom Israel.